Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Well, there you go. I've been saying something's wrong with Ryan Garcia. He got a twitch in his face. His voice is raspy. Something seems off with him, right? Devin Haney went on record and said he knew for a fact that Ryan does coke. Ryan didn't say anything. He went on record and said during the press conference, during the face-off, Ryan was drunk as a skunk. When Ryan was in his face, Devin Haney said he could smell the alcohol. Now, when these boxers are engaging and saying things, you take it with a grain of salt, right? But when they make such a strong accusation of someone doing coke and being drunk, your ears tend to perk up. And when Devin said those things, I was like, wonder why he's saying that. But at the same time, you watch what's happening with Ryan Garcia and the twitching of his face, the unusual, over-the-top aggression, and the raspy voice, and everything about him. You can see that he's not really in character. Wanting to get up, shake Bernard's hand. His behavior pattern is like that of someone who's intoxicated, right? Because when some people get drunk, what's inside them spills over. And I will say at the press conferences, at the face-offs, Ryan Garcia, in my opinion, there was something different about him. Now, I had one person tell me, well, he's probably smoking weed, he's probably drinking alcohol because he just wants to get the edge off. And in turn, that will give him the edge he needs going into the Devin Haney fight, and he's going to be victorious. So my thing was, so you think Ryan Garcia needs weed and alcohol to get the edge off, to deal with anxiety, and in turn, that will give him the edge he needs to go into the Devin Haney fight and get the win. They said, that's right. And you know what I said? My immediate retort was, sir, I kindly request, in the most respectful way, that you'll hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. Don't tell me Ryan Garcia needs to hit the Hennessy. He needs to smoke the devil's lettuce to get the edge off so he can get in the ring with Devin Haney and put the Mexican-American YouTube social media influencer bing bings on him. This is a travesty, people. What the F is Ryan Garcia doing? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not judging him for what he wants to do. Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard, meet me in the bathroom. Hopkins, they can see Ryan Garcia as a kid. I don't. He's a grown man. Cartoonish, but he's a grown man. He's got 3 kids, I think 3 baby mamas. So Ryan Garcia ain't no kid. Man bragging about how he's made over $100 million. That's something he's never done. Bragging about his money and shit. But he can do what he wants. I'm not passing judgment, but goddamn, he's in a position for, I would say, this is the biggest fight of his career. Now, Gervonta Davis was huge, but what I mean is he took a loss in that fight. We're kind of giving him a pass because obviously Joe Goosen failed him because he didn't teach him anything. He didn't try to teach him anything. Joe Goosen, in his weird way, was trying to be like Puff Daddy and love the kids, be their friends. And Ryan Garcia basically went into that Tank Davis match based on everything he learned as an amateur and what little bit of shit he picked up from Eddie Reynoso. But Joe Goosen did nothing with Ryan Garcia. And he foolishly allowed him to go into that fight with an injury. But then again, there's so much money on the line. Did Ryan Garcia really lose? No, the man made like $30 million, so I don't think Ryan Garcia really lost anything. But that being said, with him now, this is the biggest fight because there's no excuses for anything. No one's going to make an excuse for him. He either rises to the occasion and goes off as the next Oscar De La Hoya, or he gets in here. Devin Haney puts the Henderson, Nevada bing bings on him, And then Ryan Garcia just kind of fades into oblivion with excuse after excuse after excuse. So now your two biggest fights, right? Because he keeps talking about Luke Campbell. Well, Luke Campbell is an amazing fighter. But really, the two biggest fights of Ryan Garcia's career, Tank Davis and Devin Haney. He can't afford to lose this one. Now, don't get me wrong. His career is not over to me. But the fact that he's so worried about what people think about him. You know what I'm saying? If he takes a loss to Devin Haney, you know Devin Haney and his dad, they're going to rub it in. If he takes a loss to Devin Haney, I fully anticipate and predict a downward spiral from Ryan Garcia. Look, I don't claim to be smarter than a fifth grader, but I'm a goddamn common sense man. And I've dealt with people for 25 years, man. And I've seen these young people like this, man, you know, come into my areas, man, and I've seen them. And you could see it a mile away when there's something not right with him. And Ryan Garcia, to me, is not complete. He's an incomplete human being. He can talk all he wants about spirituality. He can talk all he wants about where he's at now and what he went through. Ryan Garcia is still struggling with whatever it is that he has going on. Still, he's not Nate Diaz. I understand he hung out with Nate Diaz. He's bragging about how they smoked weed and laughed and act silly. Well, Ryan Garcia, what you gonna do, man? You're gonna be out here playing gospel, walking into the ring, or you're gonna be out here playing Tupac, Hit 'Em Up, and smoking the devil's lettuce? You're a gangster for Jesus? I mean, what you doing? Same way we look at Devin Haney. My man, what you doing out here? Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, Bismillah Rahim, you're going to make zakat, all this stuff about Islam, and then you out here, man, drinking and cussing and acting a fool. So y'all both can't be, thugs for God. So the same way I get on Devin Haney, I'll get on Ryan Garcia. What are you doing? I honestly don't know what's going on. And I'm sitting back watching Oscar De La Hoya, and this is why, man. It's just best. We're not robots, right? And what I'm telling you, this shit from experience. It's always best to just be professional, man. But we're not robots. No one can come and just hit a few buttons and say, okay, execute. It just doesn't work like that. But it takes a grand effort to be professional at all times. It takes a grand effort, man, to not worry about, and to succumb to peer pressure. Peer pressure isn't something that just plagues, young adults, teenagers, no, your adolescents and young adults. That's not true. Peer pressure affects everyone at all ages, right? If you have a bunch of people around you doing something, sometimes it's kind of hard to, when you get invited in, man, to be like, no, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? But you have to find the strength to cudgel yourself into compliance, which is being professional at all times. And when you're someone like Ryan Garcia that has the millions of followers, and has people out there, millions of haters watching him, some want to see him succeed, or some want to see him fail. He got to find the strength to be professional at all times. And the sad thing is, and this is what my thing is, you can't go dwelling in the past. Like he doesn't feel like he can really go to Oscar De La Hoya or Bernard Hopkins. Not necessarily because of how they treated him, but because Oscar De La Hoya has done so much shit and still doing crazy shit in his personal life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about him having kids by multiple women. Oscar's still out here posting pictures of him, butt naked and shit like that, and covering up his private parts, but basically butt naked. We all know Oscar De La Hoya had the little issue with wearing high heels and, a thong and holding a rose in his mouth and blowing a Hubba Bubba, pink Hubba Bubba bubble gum. All that weird shit. Then Bernard Hopkins, he posts for some fitness magazine, butt naked. Now he's inviting people to go to the bathroom. Then he threw the goddamn flag down in Puerto Rico. So when Ryan Garcia looks at them, he's like, shit, they haven't been professional. So how can they come and have the audacity to suggest that I go left or I go right? Because Ryan Garcia doesn't respect them. Instead of him seeing them as guys who've been there, done that, made the mistake, and want to kind of steer him away from the bullshit, Ryan Garcia is going to see them guys as, who are you to tell me anything? Because he's still immature. And that's why, man, when you get in them key leadership positions, man, being professional is vital, especially when you got, people underneath you watching you. So that being said, Ryan Garcia got the up and smoke tour coming, and I think when he goes in there with Devin Haney, although I picked Ryan to win, now that I'm seeing this, I think everything, all the effort that Derek James is putting into him, I think that shit goes up in smoke right now. I just don't see how a fighter can be smoking weed, getting drunk, and going into a fight with someone like Devin Haney and expect a guy like Devin Haney who's looking to just drown you, right? Devin's not coming in there running right at you looking for the mashup crasher. Devin Haney's looking to put the Henderson, Nevada bing bings on you over the course of 12 rounds. And if he has an opportunity, he's going to hit you with some shit you don't see. And Devin Haney just may have, this newfound power where plus remember, he's working with Snack. He may have some shit in him. Not illegal, but like the strength, and confidence. He may have some shit in him like that to where he's like, I'm going to let these shots go and I'm going to sit on them. And Ryan Garcia could find himself in the later rounds where those bad habits that he has catches up to him. And now he loses. And I'm going to tell you, we could question Devin Haney's resume. We can question it. Okay? Who did he fight before he fought, let's just say Kambosos, right? Linares, Jojo Diaz. Some people don't give him no credit for Linares. Some people don't give him any credit for Jojo Diaz. Okay, all right, whatever. You want to say Linares was old, Jojo Diaz is a C-level fighter? Okay, that's what you want to say. I don't think that, but okay. He goes and fights Kambosos. Kambosos is not elite. He just stars lined up. Kambosos had all the belts. Devin got the 4-for-1 deal. The belt Devin had, whatever. Something didn't matter when it comes to that WBC belt. But at the end of the day, he got deal of the lifetime. He converged on it, took a pay cut, beat Kambosos twice down under. Came back, fought Lomachenko. Some people say he lost that fight. I think he won. When I first watched it, I didn't think he won, but after I watched it again, I was like, damn. I broke it down minute by minute. I was like, oh, he beat Lomachenko. And then he came and he fought Regis Prograis. Some people said, you know what? Lomachenko was small, Regis Prograis, flat feet, can't handle a boxer, because Zorrilla had just went out there and put the Puerto Rico, Dominican? I don't know. He put some Latino bing bings on his ass. And Devin Haney and his dad said, yep, opportunity, converged, and got the win. But this thing with Ryan Garcia, Devin deserves all the credit in the world, but some people are going to sit there and say that Devin beats him. Well, he knew all along and blah, 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 and Ryan Garcia, one-trick pony. Devin deserves credit if he gets this win because they're both on a level playing field. Nobody's being dehydrated. Nobody's being forced to do anything that's going to give the other person an advantage. Ryan Garcia is voluntarily handicapping himself to give Devin Haney an advantage come fight night. And I'm telling you, it's really sad to see this man, implode right in front of our eyes. He's crashing, burning, man. And for me, it's just crazy to sit back and watch what's happening to Ryan Garcia. But at the end of the day, when you look at Ryan Garcia and you look at a guy, 24 wins, 20 KOs, 83% KO ratio, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't feel sorry for him because he's been doing something right up until this point. If he's chosen to do something wrong now, that's on him. And I don't want to hear this shit about Ryan Garcia trying to have a comeback story like Tyson Fury. Oh, the depression, the drugs, the alcohol, and now I'm back. Because Tyson Fury's return to the sport of boxing, that shit was done with a whole lot of help by the secret society. And I'm not so sure Ryan Garcia has that connection that Tyson Fury has. So he may not ever get back to the top of anything because Tyson Fury's situation is different. So I heard somebody trying to paint that narrative already. Ryan Garcia is going to be like Tyson Fury, going to go into depression and drugs and come back to the sport, get back to the top. Like, nah, just hold your horses and let's not take it to the stupid. That being said, Ryan Garcia right now got the Up in Smoke tour going. And in turn, when he gets in that ring, all his plans to be victorious and get to the top of the 140-pound division, that shit's going to go up in smoke if he doesn't get his shit together because it is not good, no bueno, to be out here getting drunk as a skunk and pulling on the devil's lettuce. You're going to be what you going to be, man? You going to be a thug for Jesus? What you doing? You trying to hit him up like Tupac? What you gonna do, champ? You gotta clean this shit up because this is crazy to me. Anyway, shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Y'all in the breeze.